going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning into Outworld Sounds. Tonight we're sitting here with our good buddy, To The Stars We Return, Justin, sitting after the show tonight. How's it going, brother? How's it going? Hell yeah. How does it feel, man? How does it feel?
Post-show high, man.
Yeah.
Post-show high. Like, it was a great turnout tonight, which I was happy with, surprised about.
Dude, it was amazing, man.
Yeah.
Seeing everybody that came up from Florida and stuff was so cool, dude. Seeing everybody dancing and everything, it was awesome. You brought the energy, dude.
It warmed my heart, man. Like, my whole thing with To The Stars We Return is to just bring everyone together and celebrate connection.
Well, you definitely did that tonight,
what
dude.
I wanted to. Thanks.
Well, and like your set really, like, it was such a wave of emotions. It had such energy to it, and such feel. Like, and then when you told that story about your friend, man, so touching, dude. I'm so sorry for your loss, and it was amazing that his wife was able to be here and that you were able to play that song, dude. And it was, dude, it really was a feel, man. It hit you.
It was a bit unplanned too. That song.
Yeah.
I was going to do Phantom Signal. Sorry, my new single. But the live mix for it wasn't ready yet.
Okay.
You have to kind of mix that song a little bit differently because there's a lot of bass to it, and I didn't want to jar the crowd all of a sudden and blast their eardrums with a lot of bass. So I wanted to think of another song to do, and I was just like, you know what, I don't have anything that's just kind of really quiet and pretty. So I did Oceans, and I haven't played that song since I created it.
No way.
And so the reason is because it's so emotional.
Yeah, of course.
But I was still debating when I got on stage if I wanted to do it or not. I had the space for it in my DAW to play it if I wanted to, because when I played it tonight, there's no backing tracks to that song or anything. It was just I put in the VST to have the sound that I wanted, and that's
you were just playing it.
So I was still debating when I came up to it until I found out that my buddy passed away and his son that passed away, wife showed up tonight, and I had no clue. And as soon as I saw her, she actually made me cry outside because my best friend, Skip, who passed away, always said, I'm going to be at every single one of your shows. And he was at every single one of my shows. So the first thing she said to me when she walked up was, I had a promise to keep. And I was like, oh, my heart. So that was the deciding factor right there where I was just like, I have to play this song. Like for nothing else, I have a bunch of friends here tonight that knew him. She was here, and just like everything just lined up.
Yeah, exactly. The stars aligned, man,
exactly.
and you brought it, man. It was really impactful.
Thanks, man.
And really, dude, the mix tonight, the live mix was incredible. Like all the drums, dude. The second that those drums kicked in, me and my boy were just like, oh my god, all right, we got to move up for this. This is amazing. Like it was just moving us, man. It was seriously awesome.
Thank you, man.
And this is your first live show with To The Stars We Return?
It's my first live show as To The Stars We Return. I did a lot of singer-songwriter stuff before I delved into electronic. And then in high school, I was in a lot of new metal bands. There's in one called Downfall, another one called Vindictive. So, just pissed off high school stuff. Right in the middle of the peak of Korn and Limp Bizkit and Deftones. So in that, had my angry time, and then did some singer-songwriter type stuff. And I did a lot of performing with just myself. So I'm used to performing by myself.
Okay.
But it was nerve-wracking tonight because I didn't ever perform electronically by myself before.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it had mixing elements that were different than the album itself. So that was what was kind of making me nervous is I didn't know how it sounded on this sound system because you don't know until sound check if the mix is right for 100%. That venue's sound.
100%.
But as soon as we did sound check, I was like, I had this huge smile on my face. I was like, oh shit, this sounds awesome.
Well, you've been preparing for this for a while, man, and practicing and building yourself up for this. And either way, it was going to be an awesome show, but it really killed it, dude. The acoustics in that room are really awesome. This is a great venue to play at, dude. Really, really killer, man. And just like your songs already have such emotion, like cinematism. That's not a word, right? But they're very they're very cinematic. Like every time I listen to your stuff, it tells a story. You know what I'm saying? So like having that and in this live element was like such. It was a story come to life. Like it really was a wave of straight emotion and just awesome ride. It was so awesome.
That was the hard part about deciding your set list.
Yeah.
Was like I didn't want to just be one, tempo all the whole time. People, when you play live, you tend to lean towards the exciting, and so it's always nerve-wracking to kind of slow down a minute and play something soft and pretty or orchestral, and it's really important to me to encompass all that because when I make my albums, all that is on the album. And so, like with my new single, Phantom Signal, I wanted to incorporate all those elements into one song because the new album that's coming out has moments of chaos and moments of beauty. And I was like, what song should I put out that is going to say everything in one, little package?
Yeah.
So I kind of looked at my live set in that same aspect of how do I encompass everything I am about.
Okay.
And Kate actually helped a lot with getting me to sing because I wasn't going to at first, but when she debuted one of our songs on the show with Elixir, and I did like a collab with him. She had really kind words to say about my vocals, and I was telling Kate earlier, I have people like say, "Oh, I like your singing," or
Dude.
good vocals, but I've never had somebody like actually break it down and say how it made them feel.
Wow.
And to me, that just really brought out something where I wasn't shy to do it anymore.
Honestly, it was so awesome, dude. You killed it, man. Your vocals were awesome. We say it all the time on the show when we premiere stuff that we really love not just your vocals yourself, but your vocal styling, like your inflections and the melodies that you choose to use. That's what I love. You have a very like singer-songwriter approach to it, but the way that you bring it to this electronic feel is so cool. It's different. It's not what you typically expect. And I love that. And seeing it live was awesome. And that's one thing about electronic music. I love when you have that live element in there. Whether you're playing something live, you bring in your vocals live. Like Von Kaiser, they're both up there killing it live.
Right.
So awesome, man. And to see you come into to own your voice and come into that and express that, so cool, dude. Because like you really did show everybody tonight what all of To the Stars for Your Eternal Heart. That's so awesome.
Thanks, man. And that's mission accomplished, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, really, it was so awesome from the beginning till the end of it. You kept the energy moving. I really like. I love your vocals, dude. I absolutely can't wait for you to do more with it, dude. And then up there, seeing you, watching you play, like seeing you get into it and feel the songs, man, it kept the crowd moving. Like seeing you actually feel like we're feeling it with you.
Right.
You're bringing the whole energy with you.
Right, and that goes back to the whole connection thing.
Yeah.
It's like connecting, everybody moving in motion, feeling vibrations, and when you mentioned, wanting to hear more vocals, I'm going to be working on a vocal. Full length album.
All right, guys, you hear that?
That's an
full
exclusive.
Length.
Yeah.
Full length coming
Full
soon.
length, 100% all my vocals. I'm not going to be doing any kind of vocal collaborations. Like I might have some people like do some verses and stuff on it, but I'm not going to have like a full song of somebody else.
Nice.
I know a lot of synth artists like to like make music and then have like a bunch of different artists singing on it. I want to have some collaborations on it, but more on the musical side and then also on like a harmonic side or like a kind of like Von Kaiser does with like a back and forth, like one verse here, one verse there. Kind of thing.
Like a call and response.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not going to be out until next year because I have Lonely Astronaut Chapter 2 coming out in October, so I need to let that album cycle go through. But I'm gonna take a break from Lonely Astronaut next year and work on a vocal album because doing the same kind of thing while the albums are different and sound different, it's the same kind of storyline, same I want to say wavelength.
Same ballpark.
You can branch out a little bit, but you still have to follow certain elements.
Yeah.
Where I just want to keep that fresh and not feel like I'm phoning it in for the very last, the end of the whole trilogy has to stick the landing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to phone that in, so.
Yeah, it's a good way to help you stay fresh
Right.
and to keep those creative juices going. And you never know when you branch out to do this vocal album, what new stuff you're going to learn to bring into the Lonely Astronaut. It's going to be like, oh wow, it's going to be something that you never thought it could be.
Yep.
It'll be that crescendo ending, that
Exactly.
awesome.
And that's it, man. That's my whole reasoning behind making music. Aside from connection and putting my message out there is learning. And learning about what you're capable of. And even stuff that you're not capable of right now doesn't mean that you're not capable of it next time.
Amen.
Like every album is a lesson. And I learned a ton on this last album where I had to tell myself, and I think we've talked about this before, where I had to tell myself, stop, you're done. No more.
Walk away.
Walk away
Put it
from
down.
it, man. It's never, ever done.
Final mix. 97.
Exactly. Dude, I kept sending it to Chris from Neutron Dreams, who's mixing my album.
Yeah.
Bless the guy. Like, I sent him the entire album. And then about 2 days later, I'm like, hey, you know that album I just sent you? I have new versions of it. I'm going to resend all that.
Oh, man.
Same thing.
Later. That's where it comes into artists being our own worst enemy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We can just overdo it so much, and there's a point where it just needs to come out.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs to. You know what? You've done your part. You just got to send it out to the universe.
Right.
And see how that baby's going to grow.
Exactly. One of my favorite artists. His name is Daniel Johns. He's from a group called Silverchair that is not around anymore.
I know Silverchair.
He's delved into a lot of crazy shit recently. A lot of electronic stuff, a lot of symphonic stuff.
Okay.
So if you haven't heard his new stuff yet, check it out.
Yeah,
it's really strange, but it's awesome. My favorite quote about music is a quote from him, and that quote is, "Music is never finished, it's only abandoned."
100%.
And it sounds dark that it's abandoned, but it's just like, when is it ever done though? You know, because we're always going to eventually listen to it like a year later and be like, well, I could have changed that. I could have done that.
Dude, go back to bands that we've been listening to for 30 years, like Metallica. They've remastered Master of Puppets how many times?
Right. Yet they still haven't put bass on Injustice for All.
Well, I mean, let's not go there. That's asking too much.
Right.
But you know, like for real though, like it's like we'll keep doing it over and over again to the point where we need to step away. That's when having a producer or somebody that can help you mix or master your work for you is the biggest help in the world, because you can bounce it to them and just be like, here you go, and they're gonna tell you, it's good, brother. Right. Like, let's rock and roll. Let's get this done.
It's an important element, and most people are afraid to say that they let other people, especially in the synth community. Yeah. A lot of people are do-it-allers, and dude, like, more power to you if you can do it all.
Dude, hell yeah.
For me, right now, just because I have my full-time job and I do a lot of other things outside of music that takes up a lot of my time, I just don't have the time to learn mixing and mastering to my full extent right now. And if I'm putting so much time into recording, and then I blow it at the last second by like a shitty mix, like I would never forgive myself. So I think it's important for artists to know their limits too. What you
play
can
to your
and can't
strengths.
Do. Right.
Play to your strengths. You know,
Exactly.
like if you're great at writing and recording and composition, right? Then that's your strength. Play to it, man. Yep. That's why we have engineers, we have producers, you have songwriters, dude. Like there's different jobs for different reasons. That's one thing that I think about the music industry, that social media and this new technological age has kind of almost gotten a little twisted up, you know, is that all of us artists think that we have to be everything.
Right.
You got to be your own marketing, you got to be your own everything, hustling for everything. And dude, that's when we burn ourselves out. We burn ourselves at both ends, and then nothing gets done, or you feel like you got to put something out all the time just to hit an algorithm or just to appease somebody, right. You know, or you know, it can just become like a vicious cycle, you know, and that's why it sucks that people feel ashamed saying that they got help from their friends. Like, really? Come on now. Like, the greatest things in the world are from community and from friends, man. So, like, hell yeah, dude. That's how all this stuff stays alive. That's why our show exists, is to keep this alive, to keep this synth family growing. You know, and to keep us all learning from each other. You know, that's how we learn. That's how we grow.
And not to mention, too, you know, you do need every now and then, like, another set of ears. You know, like, if you're in it for so long, and you're like, for me, for example, when I was making this album, I tried to do a little bit of mixing from the beginning, and I was like, I can kind of see if I can make it work.
Okay.
And I was recording for so long and just moving stuff over and editing and just hearing the same vibrations for so long while I was recording this album that you need somebody with like a cleanse palette to kind of come in and be like, I'm hearing some different things.
It's
here,
ear fatigue, man. Right. Like you just, this one frequency ain't right, but it sounds all right to me. Like, I don't know, I'm beating it until it's dead. Right. I totally understand that, man. Totally understand that. So what's the future for To the Stars We Return, man? What's your goals next? Now we have a new album coming out, like you said, in October, right?
October 28th, my 40th birthday.
October 20th. Damn, man, hell yeah. Happy birthday.
Thanks,
what a way to release it and celebrate.
Yeah, that's it.
What a way to celebrate. Everybody, make sure you guys go out and grab that album, okay, guys? Like, this is what's up, man. To the Stars We Return. So we got the new album coming out in October.
Yep.
We got our first show tonight. What else is what's in the stars?
So we've got the first single off of Beyond the Cosmic Horizon just released yesterday. So that's on Bandcamp, all streaming platforms. It's called Phantom Signal. So that'll give you a little taste of what you're in for the new album. Like we said, I'm going to be working on a vocal album. So as soon as 1028 hits, I'm going on vacation for 10 days. I'm going to Hawaii and California.
Dude.
Shutting everything off.
Yeah.
And
well
when
deserved.
I get back,
well
thank
deserved.
you. It's about that time. Man.
Yeah.
And when I get back, it's straight into starting work on the vocal album.
All right,
so
man.
that's what's next, and then after that, then we've got hopefully some other shows in the future. A lot more collabs. I love collabs.
Hell yeah.
Collabs is like a double whammy, man, because like you get to learn other people's style, and you kind of pick up on different techniques and things working with other kind of music you wouldn't normally work with.
Yeah.
Like if you heard the 3 songs I did tonight that were vocal, they were all so different from each other.
Well, definitely.
So I had to sing different ways. Like Off Switch is a lot more rock oriented, harder, harsher voice, where my weakness is like kind of the soft, kind of sultry, relaxing kind of voice. So I love collaborations because you just learn so much about what you're capable of, and you learn to incorporate more techniques that way into your own music. So a lot more collaborations, and not to mention too, collaborations, if that artist already has a following, and if they see your name on something that they like, then that helps bring them over. And it's 100%. A mutual thing, because my people
see this new artist,
see this other artist, and they'll go to them. So it's like such an awesome synergy collaborating with people.
Absolutely.
So a lot more collaborations. Shows would be amazing. More shows. I want to get a awesome, bigger, better show together. For my first show, I'm very proud and very excited for how it turned out. But just up in the cinematics, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Eventually, trying to get like a badass visual show with it as well.
Nice.
Von Kaiser's got their
these lights, man,
lights
crazy
and
setup.
so I was happy with my little neon sign.
Dude,
I
loved
got from
it.
Amazon. It
loved
was
it,
sweet,
dude.
But
yeah, man, it's every in the music industry or in any type of arts, man. It's always about okay, this was my first experience. It's where I've come to now. Let me grow and get to the next step. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's okay. You'll get there in good time.
Always looking forward, man.
Yeah.
And also looking back too, because like a lot of people say like, oh, the past is the past. I'm like, yeah, but all the lessons that I learned for the future are in that past.
Well, the past is what made us who we are and how we got here, man. Like,
Yep.
I love going back and watching old videos of stuff or listening to old recordings that we've done, even if they're terrible mixes.
Right.
Just to be like, man, have I come a long way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Or like, sometimes you see, man, that was a really cool technique that I did. Like, why did I forget that?
Right.
Or like, man, that's a killer song. Let's try to write that. You never know, man.
That's
like,
a great point too, man, because like I re-released Lonely Astronaut, my original chapter 1, and I put a deluxe edition out. And the reason I put that out was because I was going through my computer. Like I had no plans to do a deluxe edition. Like I was going through my computer and I found all these old files from the recording sessions. And I was like, I did record a shit ton of songs during that recording session.
Did I really do all this?
Yeah. So I started like flipping through them all. I'm like, there's some good shit here. But I already recorded album 2 at this point. So I'm like, I could save it for album 3, but it's so, at that point it'd be so old that they would sound
wouldn't really
totally
represent
different.
you
Exactly.
at that point.
There'd be so much growth and it would sound totally different at that point. So I'm like, let me just put in a deluxe edition of the first album out and do a little mixing and mastering on that, and add some different things that I've learned since I initially recorded it and put it out. So there's there's the deluxe edition out now on Bandcamp, and it's got an additional, I think, 4 songs on it.
Nice, man. So there you guys go. Lonely Astronaut Part 1 is out on Bandcamp, Deluxe Edition. Go and check that out. Well, all right, Justin, thank you so much for spending the time with us tonight, man.
Much appreciated.
Hell yeah, dude. Guys, check out To the Stars We Return. Thank you guys. See you guys next time.
You've been dancing on my brain under the painted shade of gray. Would you lie here next to me as we fade eternally. I know I promised you forever, and I'd always keep you close. So tell me how we stay together, 'cause now I'm just a ghost. I know I promised you forever, and I'd always keep you close. But tell me how we stay together, 'cause now I'm just a... I've been haunting all your dreams, floating underneath the sheets. I watch you sleeping every night. I'm stuck here in this afterlife. I know I promised you forever, and I'd always keep you close. Tell me how we stay together, 'cause now I'm just a ghost. I know I promised you forever, and I'd always keep you close. Tell me how we stay together, 'cause now I'm just a ghost. It's so cold without you. I've been haunting all your dreams, floating underneath the sheets. I know I promised you forever, and I'd always keep you close. But tell me how we stay together, 'cause now I'm just a ghost. I know I promised you forever, and I'd always keep you close. But tell me how we stay together, 'cause now I'm just a ghost. So cold without you. It's so cold without you.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching.
And if you did like what you just saw, please help us out by liking and subscribing to our channel for more music and synth reviews. And as of 2022, we are officially on Patreon, so you can help support us, help this grow. You get access to exclusive behind the scenes, some doll-less tips and tricks, and some sample packs that we have in the works.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming soon, guys, so please hit that link, all right? We'll see you guys next time.